Yo, what up, world? This your boy Elmo, the University Humanitarian. You already know what time it is. Me and my boy Ramutel Quip in here about to do some free live natal readings. Uh, DM me your info if you want to get a free reading. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can reach me at Elmo on YouTube, Elmo on Facebook, um, on all my social sites for real. And I let my boy Rod introduce himself. Yes, sir.
Pang top on my uncle as the Jet, Uncle Josh Shaneb, Uben Nefike Panabu Haru, my auntie to everyone. Anuk Ramatef Kweb, I'm Ramatef Kweb. You can find me on Facebook as Ramatef Kweb. You can find me on Instagram as Ramatef underscores Kweb. Also, check out my website, myatraya.org, the DNA of DNA. And today, we're here to do readings for those who want to join. So come on up. Like the brother was saying, message him your natal information if you want to get a free reading from both of us. So at the moment, what we have displayed right now is the, new moon energy. So today has been a very auspicious time, especially with a lot of these alignments that's been happening. So a lot of people were vibing off of this whole June 3rd energy, not knowing that the planet's been aligned since the what's that thing called? The solar eclipse that happened not too long ago. But that's neither here or there. However, in this particular transit, we're talking about, as I would put it, closing endings and opening beginnings. I'll say that again: closing endings and opening beginnings. Notice that I didn't say new beginnings. So where I'm getting at is more so in the lines of, a lot of us have all these particular projects that we've been keeping our minds set to. Every new moon energy is a good time for us to start ending a lot of projects and start working on the projects that we've been putting aside. So in this case, is in the zone of, where the new moon was in the above the horizon in the 11th house, starting off to Western will be in Gemini to the true sidereal will be in Taurus. So we're going off of values and communication type of energy. But that communication is dealing with how you say we're going off of Western. That communication could be dealing with your the type of videos that we've all been watching when it comes to looking for more inspiration, because a lot of the energy that's been going on for the last couple weeks, a lot of the energy has been set to very depressive energy, depending on what's really going on in your life. A lot of us are going through certain trials and tribulations, and especially with that whole north node south node thing, so it's like a real testing time for us. One thing for sure that I want people to be advised about is um, check up on your blood pressure, because for some reason this energy is really attacking a lot of the people out here when it comes to um, our pressure with our blood, because something about this shift that's been going on and a lot of these solar flares that's been hitting us has been affecting a lot of our chemistry within our own cosmic body. So in this case, we have in this diagram that we have, you'll see that the planets are all aligned pretty much over there in the 11th house, starting with Venus at the bottom, the moon, yeah, the moon, the sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, going all the way up to Mars in the 10th house. Then you have Chiron, Neptune in the ninth, Saturn in the eighth, Pluto in the seventh. And I'll go ahead and pass it on, because I don't know if I can see anybody if anybody's on the chat or want to speak on anything with us.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna have to read the chart. I'm just now looking at it for real. Um, Gemini rising with Mercury. Where is Mercury at?
In the 11th house.
Oh, Gemini rising with Mercury in the 11. Just a lot of information on the media news. Cause Gemini is media. 11th house is online. I'm gonna say yeah, technology. So might be some new information on technology. Could be. And I know it been a lot of talk about Trump. Uh,
I say you just help, man. It's a whole bunch of people that's on the media right now.
People learning a lot of stuff online too. That what they can show too. People that with all that 11 housing is like people coming together for some reason. The 11 house represent networks and groups of people, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's the Senate ruler is in the 11th house also with that. So that like the people. And the moon represent the people also
Mm-hmm.
dealing with transit charts as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So people could be rebelling. 11th house.
Oh, that's
So,
coming soon.
oh yeah. Yes, sir. Let me see what else we see on here. The
Yeah,
home.
that
We go to the
Venus.
fourth house with the fourth
Yes,
house. Virgo
South Node and Virgo. Yeah, and
and the
Lilith.
Virgo.
I think that's Lilith too.
Yeah. You got the
Okay.
fourth house in Virgo. You know, the fourth house is the homeland. Is us, like the people, once again. And you got the ruler of the homeland, the people in that house, once again, in the 11th house
Mm-hmm.
of large groups of people.
Oh, that's in the third. My bad. The South Node in the third.
Yes, I'll know in the third. It just got the sign Virgo. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's on sidereal, it'll be Leo.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Yeah, this is Sidereal.
Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
okay. So this is accurate
Mm-hmm.
position of the stars, sort of. But anyway, it's the same thing as the ascendant because the ruler of the fourth house, which is the homeland and the people, is in the
Mm-hmm.
11th house. A large groups of people and networking with large groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
Even rebelling. This is a house of rebellion. And what the sun represent the government. You got the government in also could jump the ruler of the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And that could jump the people, the moon, and that could jump Venus, which is our values and money.
That's all the internet's been talking about was people and they scandals with money.
Yeah, I've been hearing about a lot of scammers been getting caught and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's like a whole bunch of people have been getting how you say highlighted when it comes to this. It's like they're all being how you say
Exposed.
yeah, there you go. That's the right word. Literally. Because then you got that, you see how they got that Pluto in the seventh and then Saturn in the eighth. So it's just like,
Mhm.
and you see how Saturn's in Aquarius still. So it's just like, it's all about that hugely with it being in the eighth house. And then you got, what is it? Mercury, was it Mercury? Was it Mercury? Mercury, Mars, no, Mercury, Saturn, was it Mercury, Saturn, Venus? Yeah, Mercury, Saturn, Venus. So those would be like the big intro when it comes to that first house. Then you got that Moon, Mars, Jupiter in that second. Then you got Sun, Jupiter, Sun, Jupiter, Mars. Then you got Mercury, Venus. No, Mercury, Saturn, Venus in the fourth. So it's just like a whole bunch, a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and it's all leading to the 11th house. And with that energy in the 11th house, is really kickstarting the day. You know what I mean? Because this is during the time when the moon became, you know, how they say 100% um, complete in the new moon energy. So for the next 3 days, it's basically going to be shifting from there to the 12th when it comes to the time frame that you would set it to. So it's like right now, with it being at the time frame that we're in, should be like what in the from the chart that you pulled up, it should be like around in the fourth house now, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
fourth and fifth.
there we go. I can zoom in now. I didn't even realize I
Yeah.
can zoom in.
This chart also show how all the planets are aligning right now. How they? I think they're visible in the sky right now,
Can you
but
hear me?
at some point they are. Yeah, I can hear you.
God dang it.
I hear you.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta jump back in.
Yeah, this it show where all the stars are aligned. Okay, fam. He finna come back on. But yeah, this chart show all the planets that align, and I think they're visible in the sky. I don't know when, but I gotta check. But I think I heard about all the planets aligning. I'm just not checking the transit. But yeah, what up, fam? What up, with you? Yeah, what I was saying, yeah, this chart, the transit chart shows all the planets that are aligning. It's like they all lining up right now. But I think they supposed to become visible, but I don't know when.
Oh, they've been visible for a while. It's just that
Oh, they already been okay.
yeah, it's just like they just make it a more profound time. You know how they try to do like distractions with the stars and things of that nature. But this same alignment's been happening. It's just been getting closer and closer. It was just more auspicious because you see how the moon, the sun, and Venus is all 22 degrees, so they're all conjunct. You feel me? But leading up to it on the third was when they were all like kind of like visible, but they've been visible for the last what since early May, especially if a person who's um like watching them every morning type thing.
Hey, this the transit chart, fam. We are just reading the current energies in the air right now.
Hmm. But yeah, that's like you can see them all. Like we could have been seeing them all for like since early May, to be honest. But more so, even with we had that eclipse not too long ago, and that was what April, right? I think either April or March, something about that nature. And then during that eclipse, we was able to see certain select planets depending on the area. The area, I said area, the area that you were at when the total eclipse happened, and you was able to see Jupiter and Mercury and Mars, because all that was happening in Pisces. So it's like if you was able to really look, you'd have seen like it was all inside the V of Pisces, which was pretty cool too. But after that, it's like every morning before the sun rises, you can start seeing all the planets just being in alignment while the sun is gradually passing them every morning. But they just made it very specific on that day because that whole Venus conjunct the sun was like real powerful. It really was. And then you have that whole, everything else you can see in the sky type thing. If you have, not binoculars, but telescope things of that nature, you should be able to see the rest of them. But no, this is a tropical style chart. But when it comes to the setting, it's not tropical. It's dealing with what you would call, what people would dub true sidereal.
Yes, sir. Let me see what else I can see in the chart. You said you zoom in on this?
Yeah, I can zoom in. I didn't realize I can like zoom in and see everything now. Now I'm good.
Oh, I see it better now.
Like you see how in the beginning of the 11th house, you see how you got Venus,
Hmm.
Moon, and the Sun like all conjunct. Like they're like literally as one. It's like a whole trifecta thing. Like if you want to do like a whole like almost when the Jupiter Uranus type of, was it Jupiter? Yeah, Jupiter Uranus type of energy. Like no, it was Jupiter Neptune. Jupiter Neptune is like the like what I refer to like referring to Dragon Ball Z, right? How you have the collecting the Dragon Balls and you get Shenron. So when Neptune and Jupiter are pretty much together, it's like pretty much that type of energy. It's like you make a wish during that time frame. Is very powerful, but that wish has to be like you got to be very careful what you wish for when that type of energy comes up. So it's like kind of like that, but you have the moon, which is representing that new fresh energy or like new cycle type of thing because we're dealing with the lunar cycle calendar. Then you have the sun, which is in that zone of Taurus. So it's just like everything's being highlighted in the beauty going into summer because we're basically about to leave spring. We pretty much did leave spring already, but we're pretty much about to enter into spring once the sun gets into Gemini. And then, under tropical, it's considered Gemini season, but when it comes to like the actual placements of the planets within the stars from our terrestrial plane within the atomic domain, the sun is actually still in Taurus. So you know, I always give people homework when you really want to look and see where the planets are really at. If you know what constellations are, you will look for the constellation of Gemini, and then the only time you will see the constellation of Gemini at this particular time, or even Orion itself, you won't really see Orion at this point in time because this is during the time where we call in the Kemetic realm the story of the Asarian drama, where Asar was being cut up into 14 pieces, but he was basically being conspired against by the 72 conspirators. So for a certain particular time, for 72 days leading up to the Rempet, which is July 25th of the Gregorian calendar, is where the star Cyrus and Sirius, I'm sorry, the star Sirius and the sun rises in unison during this time frame. This is where we'll start to see Orion again, because by that time the sun's going to go past Orion, and then every time in the horizon you're going to see Orion rising before this whole ordeal. So it's like a resurrection story during this time frame as well. But to not go too far into that, talk about Mars in the 10th house.
Mars in the 10th house. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody got Mars in the 10th house.
Yeah.
They coming. Mars in the 10th house gonna be known for being competitive, known for using um your athletic abilities. You could be known in the public. Period. You can be known for fighting with Mars in the 10th house. You can
Mm-hmm.
have trouble with dealing with the public and the government, conflict with government. Um, Mars in the 10th house. Uh, it's actually a good place for Mars. Like Mars and Capricorn. So most stars, like professional sports athlete, have their place like Mars and 10th.
Mm-hmm.
It show where you can you attract competition in your work environment too. Because 10th house is also the career, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Mars is conflict. So when you got Mars and 10th, it's gonna be some kind of conflict at your job because it square in the what, 7th house. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
Mars and 10th also shows conflict in the home because it's opposite to the 4th house. So according to this chart, um, the transit, it'll be the homeland, it'll be the people, as in us, we the people, U.S. citizen. So what it is, like conflict in the government with Trump right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yep. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how everybody talking about Trump? That's Mars in the 10th house. The 10th house is the government. Mars is conflict. It can be engineer or technician position too, like in a natal chart. Let me see what else. Um, Mars in the 10th. It can be conflict dealing with the elders. 'Cause 10th house and Saturn is the elders. And any type of government program or something like that.
Mm. And then that Uranus in the 11th house.
Uranus at the crib in the 11th house. He at home. You feel me? He get comfortable and you know what I'm saying. But Uranus in the 11th house gonna be social justice shit like that. Like this 11th house is opposite to the 5th house, which is another house of the government. So they can be sudden change in the government, sudden change in um politics. Period. For real. Because you got all that 11th house energy opposite the fifth house.
Mm.
11th house is gonna be large groups of people. Um, what I see is it just seems like a whole bunch of people gonna be mad because Trump still gonna win president election, and they probably gonna start rebelling and shit later.
Yeah.
Later, that's what I'm
Mm.
seeing right now.
And then it's also like, this is also so to give people like uh feedback on this particular placement, right? So this particular alignment that's going on with Uranus is something that happened before the pandemic. Um, I've been saying to people like 2 years before the pandemic happened, Uranus was in Taurus. Then it retrograded so crazy back into Aries, and when it got back into Aries, it was like the universe was giving everybody a second chance to, you know, reevaluate a lot of what's going on with themselves or in their, primordial world. A lot of the things that we went through when it came to the pandemic leading up to now was a lesson for each and every one of us, or for some other individuals, it was a time of an awakening for them as well. We started rebelling against certain systems and things of that nature, depending on where it's at in your own natal chart too. So, like for myself, I would have it in the basically at the descending line of the sixth and the seventh house. So that's basically, sixth house is my routine, seventh house is with the people that I deal with. So it's like a big influence in that way. That's how my awakening came into being. Now with that Uranus being in Aries, during that time frame, it was basically a lot of us were so going through a lot of different changes. A lot of the times it would have been good changes. Most of the time it was just like what the hell type changes. It was just crazy for a lot of people on the planet right now during that time. So now Uranus is back into that zone of where it used to be about 6 years ago now. So now that we have all went through a galactic type of lesson, that where we're at today in life is where we should be back then. But we needed to eliminate a lot of the people that were in our zone that were either plaguing us or what we were doing behind the scenes, as far as like, what the brother was talking about with this Mars and in the 10th house, like, dealing with our own troubles with the law, or dealing with our own troubles with our jobs and our career, wanting to move, wanting to travel a lot more, want to do more, make more, build towards more. But there was something in the way, and this is like today's like that sign of like remembering, you know, this is where I need to be. What are the choices that's in front of me to make things happen moving forward into this new year? And with us having Jupiter and Taurus as well, and and Western, it'll be in Gemini, right? So you have that, so that's two energy type of thing, confliction as well. So when it comes to this Jupiter, we're dealing with you know the lunar zodiacs now, when we're talking about the Chinese zodiacs. So we entered into the year of the dragon, but now the Jupiter has moved into to Taurus. So we're in the actual time of the snake. And if you start looking at the snake, we understand we're dealing with luck. We're dealing with, cunning information, new ways to get what we need to go to. But we also got to understand that there's a lot of people who are looking for us because, that whole saying, snakes in the grass, they looking at us as the snakes in the grass because we're moving in a different moving in a different direction than most people are doing with their lives today. And with those people seeing this, they see it as a problem. At this point in time, you're going to see that you have that Uranus, which is that rebellion energy, but it's also changing what our situation is when it comes to our values. Not in this particular time frame is dealing with, how do we view our world. A lot of us have started the day off being on the internet, and we start seeing this and this, and not just on the internet. We're looking at TV, we're looking at all different type of technology, trading, so on and so forth. This whole new trade that's coming on is showing us that, our whole world is literally about to go through a huge transformation, and with Uranus going back into um, Taurus like it was 6 years ago. Now we're about to truly play out the story. I think we have another retrograde coming up as well, but after that retrograde, it's a wrap for us. Just like with Pluto being in retrograde right now, it's still slowly going backwards into that whole time frame. It's like a just like Uranus, it's a trial and error. So a lot of people don't realize that, back in 1777, when we're having the whole, Fourth of July and things of that nature, that same placement where Pluto was back in 1777 is in the same zone that it's in right now. So we're having that whole what they call the American return. So for me, being the outward mind that I have, it's like we're about to witness what happened back then, like truly back then. Like America was supposed to be founded in 1777, and we're about to basically relive that same moment from that same time. It's just that now we have new technology, we have new this, new that, new this, new that. We have, the Pluto and Capricorn generation children that are basically coming into this world, and I call them the death dealers is what I call them personally, because with these kids, man, they about to, anybody who has any babies in this particular time zone, their babies is about to be some real soldiers growing up because of how the world is changing. But the thing about it is that they're here to literally eliminate certain conflicts when it comes to work ethics, as well as introducing new engineering ideas when it comes to career, like basically like to the point of like space travel, possibly. Then we got the Saturn that's eventually going to go into Pisces, and when that happens, when Saturn and Neptune go conjunct pretty soon, that's going to be a very highlighted time of the year as well. And then you have right now, in this particular case, you have Saturn in the eighth house. So when we talk about Saturn in the eighth house, I'm gonna go ahead or more go ahead and explain what Saturn in the eighth house would represent.
I bet Saturn in the eighth house. Ooh, that's a tough, rough one. If it were natal, that would be like rough life, but globally, they're dealing with the people. So this going through transformation with the government once again. Like every time I come on, I say the same thing. Eight house of transformation, Saturn is the government, and we can see some type of loss due to the government. Um, Saturn is structure. What's Saturn doing? Saturn square the moon. The people are against um what the crime. Yeah, Saturn. I'm gonna say eight house is crime, government crime, and it's squaring the sun and the moon. So this is the president commit crime. Because Saturn is the government. Eight house is crime, and it's squaring the sun and the moon. The moon is the people, right? The public. So the public not saying sitting too well with Trump catching 40 felonies,
That's
30
crazy.
charges.
And I don't even be watching the news, and that caught my attention, which is even crazy.
Yeah, me too. It caught my attention. But Big Trump, he gonna beat them charges, and that was gonna have everybody kind of mad and stuff. That's what I think. And eight
Mm,
house is debt. This can be some government debt. Like you said, Uranus going back into Taurus. Last time Uranus went into Taurus, the money was looking funny. Went through a whole lot
mm-hmm,
of money transformation.
mm-hmm.
It's
And
it's
yeah,
in the 11th house of their chart, so it's gonna be online money, that Bitcoin all day. So Bitcoin might take us go up or down. I don't know. I had to just, but I know some type of money situation gonna happen when Uranus goes into Taurus. It be sudden changes dealing with money. It probably would they finally throw away the dollar and just make everything digital. But I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing.
I mean, it'd be a good time to be in like investing for sure. Like it's a real good time to be investing in this type of world, honestly.
What up, TK? TK says Saturn in the eight, lot of tests of morals over money. Yup,
Mm,
facts, fam. Yup.
mm-hmm.
Um, Saturn the eight can make somebody work real hard, work real hard for other people money. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
either they work real hard or they become lazy as hell and depend on other people for money. That's another Saturn in the eight too.
So
Cause
it
eight
really.
house is codependency. Then you got Saturn structure. Depending on how it's aspected in your chart,
Mm-hmm.
gonna determine that.
And then you really want to play with this. It goes back to that whole in the deacons wise. So deacon wise, it'll be Mercury, like Saturn's in that zone where Mercury sits. So
24 degrees.
uh-huh. So you got that 24 hitting that Mercury at 12. So what would that be? That would be more so like what trine, pretty much.
24 hitting that 12 in the 11th
Mm-hmm.
house.
Yeah,
That's a square.
it's a square too.
It's a loose square, but
Like a semi square.
yeah,
Yeah, so you
like
got
10
that.
degrees or 10 degrees or less will be a square.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 14 degrees. So
Mm-hmm.
2 more degrees. I still consider that a square.
Yeah, yeah, bet. So you got that going on too. So now, if you look at it, you got that Mercury, which is in the Deacon house of that Mercury, dealing with that Saturn. So as we keep going into that realm, you got that Pluto, and that Pluto's in the Jupiter zone. So wherever Jupiter's at, that's where that Pluto's in that house of the Jupiter as well.
Yeah. Like Chloe said, Saturn in the eighth could delay investment possibly until Saturn return. Yup, because usually with this position, people start off in debt. Then as they get older, they start getting hell of a government loans.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah,
that's deep. I didn't know that.
yeah. 'Cause Saturn is the government. Eight house is other people money. Well, eight house
Hmm.
can be loan too, along with six house. To me, in my experience, a lot of people with
Hmm.
a lot of eight house energy, they done got some loan or lawsuit or inheritance. It's an
Hmm.
inheritance for the father too. But we talking natally. Though. I'm going natally. I'm so used to reading natal chart. I don't really do transit for real.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's like looking at a natal at this
Right,
rate
right.
that we're looking
You
at. We're doing like a natal, but who's the natal for? We're talking about America.
right. The American natal. This hell right here, Saturn in the eighth house. Then you got Uranus going to 11th house, 11th house energy. You got
Hmm.
the Senate ruler in 11th. You got the fourth house ruler, which is us. Um, it's in Virgo. So this the people jobs could be affected. Virgo and jobs, right?
Hmm. Yeah, everybody's routine. Yep.
Yeah, routine. It's in the 11th house. Um, online jobs can be very demanding. Right? Not right now, but possibility.
Hugely.
And, and Chloe said, possibility issue with debt brethren after. Yup, fat fam.
Yeah, because a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people this year who's coming out of their Saturn return, and a lot of people's it's their Saturn to the poor babies. Um, Yeah, the best advice I got on that one is like, yeah, that anybody who has anything with Saturn return and Aquarius, like you really need to check your surroundings, like big time, hugely, because your downfall comes from the type of people that you have been involved with for the last, from however 20 to 27. So if you're like in a relationship, you about to go through, a huge relationship if you talking about your career and things of that nature. If you didn't make the good, not the good, but if you didn't make the proper adjustments to your work life, and especially like those who has it in the sixth house as well. If you have natally in the sixth house with that return, it's literally having a hard time. If you have it in the fifth house, like myself, then it's like you kind of going to have to deal with certain legal issues, but more so the type of relationships or the type of people that you keep um, being in relationships with when it comes to those returns. Then you got that fourth house, so that's just more so that's your whole world. Like that's your whole family affecting you in the tenth. So yeah, so yours is dealing with the pretty much your entire world. completely your entire world.
I don't know if she asking a question or she telling you.
No,
But
she's saying that she has Saturn in Aquarius and her Saturn's in the 10th house. So it's like she's having her Saturn return.
I'm about to read her chart. She sent us her information too.
Oh yeah, set it up.
I already got it. You ready to start up?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm trying to see.
No, we can. I'll read it from. We'll read it from both angles too.
Right. That's how I usually do it anyway. You can see that?
A a. So she got Pluto. Was that Pluto and so she's part of our Fucus generation. No, yeah, she's part of Fucus generation. She's Jupiter and Sag. So she's a rat. Sun's and Sun is in in Sag as well. So she's a Sag. Well, never mind. I ain't gonna tell her birthday. Um,
I'll be right back.
Capricorn. No, Cancer Moon. Saturn and Aquarius. You got um most of the other ones is in Capricorn, Uranus in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in possibly Aquarius still, but part Capricorn, Jupiter in the ninth, Saturn in the 11th. So you got Saturn in 11th in Aquarius. Jesus. So yeah, so yours is more so your like I was saying, your return with the within 11th house. That's like basically like again, that's your community. We're talking about if you have an online business. We're talking about if you have a, you know, if you're too much values with your friends or you're too controlling with your people. Um, your test is literally that itself, completely that itself. Like you have to be very mindful of the people who are in your circle, because the people in your circle can either do you wrong, or you being too friendly with too many people, and those people can take your how you say your niceness as flirtatious and things of that nature. But with you being a Sag, you know I don't want to say you are the controlling person, but you are that person who is the highlight of people's days in certain areas. Like I could see you as a how you say a person who likes a challenge, likes a huge challenge, and with that, yeah, with that Aquarius in your in 11th house, so it's like you really got it kind of hard because Saturn rules Aquarius as well when it comes to ancient, but it's also Uranus as well in the modern. But Saturn ruling that being at home in the 11th house at that, so it's just like yeah, you got a lot to think about as far as moving forward. So like if you're going past the time frame of your from 27 to 30 now. So with that being said, it's more so coming out of the fire now, but it's more so you got to be very mindful of that realm that you're particularly in with certain people, because it can literally cost you a lot more than what you think when it comes to like people talking about you being too lively, and then what you have in that Pluto and Ophiuchus as well. So it's like a different type of transformation every time for you. And then is it in the 7th house? Um, no, it'll be in your 8th house. So you pretty much got another planet that's at home too. So you got a lot, you got a lot going on, and Jupiter in its home sign as well. So it's like you're a very lucky individual However, you do have things that you really got to work on, and that's how you exchange, and then how you need to like really work on letting go of a lot of things that deals with your current past or current situation, and what you have in, your moon and Cancer as well. That kind of like, defeats the purpose, because you got a lot of planets. You got a lot of planets and luminaries that are at home, like Jupiter being in Sag, um, Pluto being in the eighth house, um, Saturn being in Aquarius in the 11th house. So it's like it's at home. And then you got all these other ones like Uranus, Mars, and Mercury and Venus is all up in Capricorn. So it's like, it makes me wonder how your dreams been lately as well. Thinking about it, like, because you have like the transits, right? So the new moon will be in your second house. The sun and all that will be in your second house, pretty much in your second house. So it makes me wonder what type of opportunities have you been getting lately, as far as when it comes to what field you're in? Because it's like you possibly could be in what they call that. It's pretty much hands-on work, a lot of hands-on work, or like in the nursing field, things of that nature. Yeah. No, it's in the 11th house. Your Saturn's in the 11th house.
She probably talking about her Vita chart.
No, in a Vedic chart, it should be in the 11th house. Because all we're doing is shifting all the signs 30 degrees, going uh, counter counterclockwise. So it's like she's an Aries rising. You know what I mean? So if she's an Aries rising, that would mean her 12th house is Pisces, majority Pisces, and then part of her 11th house is Pisces with Aquarius as well. And then she has Saturn pretty much in Aquarius.
Yeah, but the Pleiadic house system ain't equal house. That probably why.
Well, yeah, yeah, true, true. Even if it's not equal houses, it's still zodiac wise. It's in
Yeah,
the
zodiac. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. It's in that zodiac sign, regardless.
mm, Pluto in the seventh.
She said sun
No,
is.
Pluto's in the eighth. But I'm not here to go into it. But yeah, you have, yeah, but for sure your Saturn is in Aquarius in the 11th house for sure. All right, Rahu, North Node, Virgo. Hmm?
It might be the wrong time or something.
It might,
Hold on.
yeah,
Let me confirm the time, bro.
because I'm going off the base what I see. And what I see is, yeah.
Uh, can you confirm this is the right time, right date, and also let me look in the message. Nice.
Mm,
Rahu moved too. You know what I'm saying? Rahu be in different houses than MV. Oh, it's 311. Oh, 311. Oh, she had wrote 1311 in the message. I thought it was one.
yeah, that's one. 13
I
is one.
wonder.
Yeah.
Dang. Let me see can I edit this?
Well, I apologize, but yeah, with that being said, it'll be in your 10th then. Hold on. Three. So yeah, it'll be like somewhere in the 10th, close to 11.
Leo moon,
Mm, 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 mm,
Capricorn sun.
All
That
right, so
look more
that
like
works.
it.
Yeah, that's it
I
right there.
think.
So that means she got, yeah, so she got, it's still, she got Saturn at home, Aquarius in the 10th. That's still at home. Instead, you're a Taurus rising, not a Gemini rising. You still got a, uh, what they call that? Cancer moon. Jupiter would be in Sagittarius, so you're still a rat. Sun, Sun, Sagittarius, Neptune, and Sagittarius. Where's Uranus at? Uranus is it conjunct on Mars? Pretty much. So that's still in Sagittarius as well. And then where's her North Node? North Node in Virgo in the fifth house. MC's in the ninth house. So she should be, how do you say, a spiritual teacher. Then it makes you wonder what her is she driving, or is she in the health field, or is she in the in a sense real estate. If not, she's definitely into something that's dealing like art for sure.
Hmm.
Probably got businesses galore. You got Chiron in the fifth. Pretty much, so she got that what they call that Virgo Build a Bear issue type thing going on. So with it being in the 10th house, yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that it's not more focused on friend. It's basically your environment, more so the environment that you keep placing yourself in. So my recommendation as far as where you should be at will be more so somewhere um, south of certain cities. Like you would prosper better if you were south of certain cities, depending on no matter where you at in any state, country. Living in south of the city is the best place for you personally.
On the south side.
Hmm. Like she thrives better in the south. She thrives better where Aquarius is at, which is in the south. And then with her being um 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 Taurus rising, like pretty much by the river. Anything by rivers, bodies of ocean would be like the perfect place for her. Or how you say perfect grounding, and from grounding, how you say, yeah, grounding, more so like grounding places, because that's that whole Oshun thing with her, and with that whole Oshun and Batala type of energy. It's like you look into the stories of Oshun and Batala, and they'll help you out too. And then you got the moon and your Maya, so it's just like, bodies of water will do you so much justice. And then it makes you wonder, like, was one of your peoples in the military? And then on top of that, when it comes to your uh-huh, when it comes to the your family structure, was it either your father's side or your mother's side that was military? And then she got that Pluto and Ophiuchus too, possibly. Yeah, she got Pluto and Ophiuchus too. So she's a trendsetter.
For sure, for
Straight
sure.
trendsetter for sure. And your Orion would be in the partial first house slash second house, so that's what Sirius is at. Mm-hmm. Bad, bad. So you probably had that one. You pretty much how they say possibly grew up around the world as well. Um, So now that I know that, so she pretty much got that same type of setup as what I got, or pretty much all the 11th house energy of from the new moon is all in her 12th house. So she would have the sun, moon. Let me see. So pretty it would be like a conjunction of the sun and the moon in the first house, and Venus possibly in the first house, and then you have the rest of them in her 12th house: Uranus, Mercury, and Jupiter will be in her 12th house. So if you were to do, since you're doing medicine, herbal, things of that nature, this would be a good time for you to reinvent yourself in your world when it comes to if you do products or your studies. You might need to start overlooking things and look into this more of the spiritual aspects of the medicines that you use when it comes to protection as well as healing the particular realms of trauma or depression, because a lot of people in your vicinity, there's a lot of, like, it's everywhere, honestly. A lot of people definitely need natural remedies like aromatherapy, things of that nature. Incorporate, like what I do, incorporate certain spiritual herbs into certain mixes, like your shea butters and things of that nature, to uplift individuals in their quest to go through this metamorphosis that we're all, how you say, going through. Which one you looking at now? I mean, what you putting together now? What is that? So the red would be square, blue would be trines, greens would be what? Sextile. That's the color.
In
That's the
conjunct.
color code.
In
The
conjunct.
conjunct.
In,
Okay.
in,
Green. Green would be conjunct.
in conjunct.
Okay. 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 Got it.
Yeah. Kind of like an opposition, but not quite. It's just in conjunction.
So like a sextile. A
Nah,
semi
like an
sex.
opposition or a square. It's a like an or like a semi square.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
It kind of like a semi opposition. Let me say that.
Semi opposition. Bet. All right. Bet. Because I'm trying to figure out what the color code is. All right. So blue would be what? Sextile and trines, right? Mars opposite her. That would be her Lilith, right? Yeah, that would be her Lilith over there in the second house. And then that's what Pluto. Was that Pluto? No. So you got the Gemini. So Gemini rising. So going based off of Gemini rising. So her chart ruler will be between, depending on who it is, it's like Gemini. It's still Gemini and I said Gemini, Jesus. It's still Venus and your Mercury, depending on how you see it. And those is all in the ninth house in Capricorn. To me, that'll still be Aquarius, but mhm, very much a grounded individual that's definitely in their head a lot and definitely takes things to heart. Doesn't really want to speak about will speak their mind, but at the same time they try to hold back at times. But with her being a Sag, she definitely doesn't hold back her words unless it's she ain't really trying to hurt nobody with her words. But she's very competitional, so it don't even really matter with that. And then with her Lilith in the second house, she really gotta I don't want to say be like get not too much emotionally attached to um certain aspects of her business. because her emotions can definitely conflict that. And then with it being in um it's necessarily like watching her words more than anything. Like her words are very powerful. And then she has that what I call the gift of gab. And then with it having that moon in the third house, and then possibly still Leo as well, depending on how we chart it all the way off. Even if it's Cancer, I still see Cancer as Leo. But yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit.
Jump on it one time, see what I can see. Oh, she said, "Thank you for the advice. I've been looking to do with this." All right, Chloe. Let me take this down real quick. Yes, sir. All right, Chloe. You got the ascendant in Gemini and Taurus at the 11th degree. So the ascendant in Gemini and Taurus are gonna make you very intellectual, very keen on information, make you very artistic, um, very family driven too. Taurus representing the family, which is the second house, and Gemini represent the community, represent the siblings, neighbors, and all that. You got the Senate ruler is in what, the ninth house, the ninth and what, the 10th. Senate ruler in the ninth and the 10th gonna be, and it's in Aquarius. So that it was a sudden situation what caused you to travel when you was a child. You know, so unexpected travel as a child, and you got the other rulers in the 10th. Um, the Senate ruling intent gonna be your life gonna be primarily focused around your father, basically, or your father's side or your grandfather. Some type of loss dealing with the male side. You got the ruler of the ascendant conjunct Mars in the ninth house. So once again, it was some type of and Gemini represent us as a child. Some type of conflict with the father with caused some type of unexpected travel. And when it comes to the 10th house, it's going to be you primarily focus on your career, whatever that might be. Then you got Pisces and Aquarius, or that, so it might be like a spiritual career or based on around service to the people, right? And you got Venus there at the 22 degree Capricorn. So this is could be you working with older people too, because 10th house is elder. Um, Venus is our money, right? And you got the ascendant ruler in the 10th. So then you got Saturn in the 10th also. So hard work, patience, gonna have to come with what you're trying to achieve. I think she's still on here. Let me see. You got that second house ruler, um, Cancer and Leo with the ruler in the third, right? Yeah. Second house ruler in the third gonna be like you got Cancer. Well, let me start with Cancer in the second. Cancer in the second shows a major emphasis on the family, because the second house is the family. Cancer is the family. Then you got the ruler of that in Leo, so it's gonna be the daddy, the father side of your family. Um, so you got, let's say Cancer in the second. Let's put Leo in the second. Leo in the second with the ruler what in the eighth house. Once again, going back to the father. Um, some type of loss dealing with a male figure. He possibly you got the second and third house ruler in the eight conjunct Neptune. So the father probably was gone all the time or he was missing. So was your father present? I say that because you got Sun conjunct Neptune, then you got your ruler. I'm gonna say you got Saturn and Pisces. Let me keep going. The ruler of the third, Leo, Leo and Virgo, right? Um, the ruler of the third in the eighth house is gonna be what I said earlier. When you was a child, there was something happened that caused a major transformation as a child. Then it's in Leo, pointing back to the masculine side of the family. And let's just say we got Virgo right there in the third. Virgo in the third with the ruler in the ninth house. Um, this a that's a lot of traveling. It kind of seemed like let me see,
It's almost like she was a
like she,
gypsy.
yeah, like she came from somewhere else. Like she probably came from probably moved to another state or something. That would seem like because the third house and the ninth house is all about travel, right? She got that third house ruler in the ninth,
Mm-hmm.
so then the moon is her. The moon in a woman chart is her. That's how I look at it anyway. So you travel, you take short trips, dealing with your kid, cause Leo is a kid. You got that moon at the 20 degree, which is like a Scorpio moon in the third. This you researching occult information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this also the high priestess position with the moon in the third. Um, the moon is also the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me see what the moon doing. The moon is opposite Venus. So there was some type of opposition going on with the family values, um, family relationships. Most likely the father, because you got Venus opposite. Can you look into that? Look into what? Look into what, fam? What's your What's going on with the father of the father side of the family? That I'm trying to figure out. Moving on. We got the fourth house in Virgo. You got that Buddha statue. Got that fourth house in Virgo. Got that Buddha statue and the Buddha. You got four houses the home, right? She already know astrology, so I ain't gotta explain too much. Four houses the home, and Virgo is ruled by who? Mercury, which is Buddha. So you got a Buddha statue in your home. Um, one, two, three, four. Let me see. She'll have all right, yeah. Fourth house Virgo, ruling in the ninth house. Um, this is like a family that probably was religious or like he said, military. Um, Virgo is work environment, our daily habits, and you got it in the fourth house. No, the fourth house in Leo. I'm tripping. That fifth house, but it's still in Virgo too, though. Cause I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's the fourth house in Virgo and Leo. So with the fourth house in Leo, uh, you have like art and shit in your house. Like let me see. We're gonna move on. Let me see. She said, "I've been told that a lot by being a high priest in the lifetime." Yup. The statue is right beside me. The Buddha statue, yeah. Yeah, so that fourth house is in Virgo then. And you know what's funny is I had the statue there too growing up. And my mom don't believe in that stuff. She just like the way it look. Yup.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. Uh that Virgo four house too, you're gonna have like notes written all around. You got notes on the refrigerator, notes in the room, you got calendar planners, all type of stuff inside the crib. Um um moving on. Fifth house is Virgo and Libra. Virgo and Libra. Ninth to tenth house. So as a child, you had to travel. Did you have to travel as a child? I don't want to keep saying that, but that would keep popping up. It seemed like at a young age, you moved away because of your mom and dad situation.
Mm. Yeah, with her being that Taurus rising, that's the reason when I asked it too. It was like definitely was like similar stories when it comes to like moving around between both the parents, and then she either stayed with her father's side or she stayed with her mother's side, but more so connected, or more missed with her father's side, and her mother's side sees her as someone who's just them.
Hmm. Then she got Libra in the fifth house. It's gonna be some type of creative art. You got Chiron there. You got Rahu there. So um, the ruler of the fifth house is in the tenth, right on the midheaven. So you could have went to school, but it seemed like you didn't finish. I had to go around the chart to see though. Uh, Chiron in the fifth house gonna have what she say? You already hit the nail right on the head. A lot of time. I forgot what I said. Anyway, um, shit. What I was saying, Libra in the field. Yeah, you got Chiron in the field house. They're gonna be some type of inner wound, dealing with your self-expression, dealing with your the way you express yourself, dealing with people, and relationship is in Libra, and it field house got Virgo in it too. So you're very critical about your creative endeavors. Um, you probably get anxiety when you do like your creative work. But in Libra, that's something you value though. You value your arts. You value the occult. Field House is the occult too. Yes, sir. That's why you. That's another reason why you're so in it. Cause Fifth House is higher learning also, and it's also like college. That's why I say you probably went to school, but it seemed like you probably didn't finish. Probably went for law. Um, what else? Fifth House. Fifth House. Rahu gonna be like Fifth House Rahu gonna be you focus on your relationship with your kids. Also Libra relationship. Fifth House kid. Um, try not to be so judgmental of your kid with that Virgo in the fifth. So critical. Uh,
And then we have her having that Chiron there too, so it's like a double whammy.
right. Yup. Moving on. Sixth house. Virgo. I'm gonna say damn. Tripping. Scorpio. Scorpio. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, Scorpio and Libra. Sixth house is our daily routine, our daily environment, work environment, co-workers, uh, health for sure. Our health. So you got Libra and Scorpio there. So it's gonna be like you probably met a boyfriend at work, but somehow you had these manipulative ass coworkers hating on you and shit at work. And you got that Saturn in the tent too. Um, Libra sixth house. Libra sixth house is gonna be you focuses on your values daily, and Scorpio gonna be Scorpio sixth house is gonna be daily transformation. That's hell. But what else Scorpio sixth house is? This is like transformation dealing with your health and daily routine, your nutrition. This come from the herbalist. You got that Scorpio in the sixth house. Sixth house is herbs, right? Then you got Scorpio there, so they make you a spiritual practitioner. I'm gonna say what they call it, a herbalist,
Mm-hmm.
because ain't a herbalist that ain't really documented like a doctor and then right. But
It
anyway,
had the potential. She had the potential to, for sure.
right. What I'm saying, like herb is like what a alternative. That's alternative medicine. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, herbs is alternative medicine, which is sixth house, and you got Scorpio there. Let me zoom back in so I can see. Uh, Sixth house Scorpio, daily transformation around your health. So you can have health problem dealing with your kidneys and dealing with your kind of like your kidneys, sexual organ, reproductive organs. Um, Moving on. Seventh house Sag with ruler in what? Eighth house. No, seventh house Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jupiter in Capricorn, and what it's doing. Let me see. Anyway, Jupiter in the eighth house gonna cause. No, it's in the seventh house. It's in the seventh house. So Jupiter in the seventh house gonna make you have a relationship with somebody that's could be another race, or they can just live far away, or you can meet him. Hold on, let me see what she said. I am a healer, though I can literally feel people pain with hand.
Yeah, that's what that moon in the third house.
Yeah, that's that moon in third house. Yeah, moon in third. I can barely see the chart. I'm at to zoom back in. She said, I'm a healer, though I can literally feel people pain and heal with hands, especially with Virgo, Chiron. Yup, you got the ruler of the what? One, two, three. Ruler of the third is in the. Hold on, I gotta zoom in. Let me read this first. I used to have horrible kidney issue before I healed it. Yup, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I got bad kidney issue too. I'm gonna leave it rising. Um, and that what my dad suffering with right now. It's a mess. But anyway, um, let me zoom back in. She said, what was I at? Seven hours, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she got. She said them healing hands. She got that Mercury trying to ascend it in Gemini, and it's at an Aquarius with a ruler in the eighth house, healing with the hand. What they call energy healing.
Mm-hmm. She a Reiki practitioner.
Yeah. Jupiter in the seventh gonna be someone. Like I
Massage
said,
therapist.
huh?
Possibly a massage therapist too.
Yeah. It look like she can be any type of therapy with all these eight house energy. She got Jupiter, Neptune.
Swear.
Uh, Jupiter in the seventh in Capricorn. So they're gonna be you. Jupiter in the seventh. Let me see what it's doing. It ain't doing that. it making some aspect. But anyway, Jupiter in the seven would call somebody like I said, meet somebody from another state, another race, another country type energy, and they can be older because in Capricorn, and it's your husband. Jupiter is the husband in the chart, right? And your husband probably gonna be older than you because it's in Capricorn. And he could go to the army too. Um, eighth house Capricorn with the ruler in the tent. Once again, the father, some type of transformation dealing with the father. Um, government debt. Um, ruler, yeah, Capricorn's government, eighth house of debt, along with sixth house. So it can be some type of debt dealing with the government, or system, some type of law to the system dealing with the father. She still ain't told me about the father yet, but they keep popping up. What causes the spiritual gifts I have? I've been studying that lately. What causes spiritual gifts? Um,
Different ways. There's different ways to look at it.
yeah, I about to say. Um, to me, you're more like a medium. Uh, because one, two, three. Because dealing with the Taurus rising, you'll have the moon in Cancer in the third house, and that'll be like psychic premonition. Um, then you got Neptune in the eighth house at the Pisces degree. Yeah, that psychic like channeling the divine because you got the ruler of the eighth and the ninth. It's channeling the divine. I see you being a psychic. I see you being like a therapist. I see you being some type of publisher, publishing some type of art. Um, let me see. What else. See my baby father from another country. Yes, sir. Jupiter in the seventh. He probably went to the army one, army too. He loved military stuff and watch. Oh, he want to go. Yeah, he probably military minded. It's a lot of us out here military minded. They ain't never been to the military. That was what I was referring to. What I said, you hit the nail on the head with the whole father thing, the whole moving. It wasn't a strained relationship, but it actually changing now. So I'm interested to see how my Saturn may be affecting that. The whole family dynamic is actually changing right now. So she having Saturn return. That what she's saying?
Yeah, she's on her Saturn, coming up on her Saturn return for sure.
Okay, let me see. Your Saturn is returning in your tenth house in Pisces and what Aquarius. So
Mhm. Yep.
right now you focusing on starting your online businesses, focusing on your spiritual business, your spiritual um, foundation, setting the foundation up around all your art, all your spiritual stuff, and you're gonna do that online. Your Saturn return, and it's a return that depending on how far it is, if it is an exact return, it'll be dealing with relationship. Um, the opposite, the fourth house, like you said, your family dynamic is changing. You probably got a new home. Hopefully, yeah, most likely. Or you probably just moved somewhere. Uh, are you thinking about it? Saturn return in the 10th house. You're gonna be focusing on like, be damn. You be like, I don't work my ass off. What rewards shall I reap? Because Saturn is rewards, right? 10th house is rewards, and you having Saturn return in 10th house, so you trying to see what benefits you can reap by um, the harvest of your good labors, and you focusing on your fam, trying to secure, trying to secure the they habits, daily habits. Virgo, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that in Leo too. So the kids, um, you probably develop more structure around your kids. Um, that's all right. Moving on to the chart. Psychic, mind reading, remote viewing. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's all. That's what I see. Yep. You got the ruler of what? Yep. All that eight house energy. But you gotta make sure. I'm sure you know I already helped on this shit. But you know, protection is a must. But with all that energy, you already come with a certain amount of protection anyway. But people like us are like targeted for certain energetic signature we have, such as the eight house energy right here. So you have to guard, keep your guard up, stay protected all the time, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because the eight house is physical too. Physical transformation, physical trauma. This is a house of trauma. We're gonna move on past the eight house because you don't want to hit all that negative shit. Ninth house is in Capricorn. This is you traveling. It can be like a traveling business. This can be like religious grandfather, religious father, or somebody that didn't believe in none. Cause ninth house is the house of belief. I'm not doing the aspect. I'm just doing the rules right now. So you got the 10th houses in Aquarius and Capricorn, right? Yeah. Then you got Venus in the Venus in Capricorn. Somebody that Venus in 10th house is somebody that was attracted to older men early on in life, but doing the Saturn return. If you ain't got a boyfriend, you're gonna be attracted to younger men. As you get older, this placement right here, be attracted to younger men. But as you get when you're younger, you attract older men, right? And I know it's older men because you got a double instance of Capricorn. Well, maybe a triple instance if Capricorn is intent. But anyway, Capricorn intent is somebody that make money from displaying their art. Venus intent, and this is like let me see, Venus intent. Venus is our value. It probably take you a while to really come in touch with your self esteem and your self value. For Venus is self esteem, right? 10th house is slow motion. So 10th house is the Saturn energy slowing that Venus down. So it probably dealing with relationship too. You had like strict and cold and older um boyfriends or whatever. If you're not married, uh, Venus is in what Aquarius. So according to tropical, you love your freedom. You love that freedom. You want a relationship, but at the same time, you Venus value your freedom. You value a long time to get your business handled. You need a long time to handle business matters. Venus in Venus in Capricorn. Nah, Venus in Aquarius. My bad. I'm tripping. I'm trying to read both signs. That shit getting confused.
Yeah, it's in Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
How? Venus in Capricorn. Yeah. Like I said, once again, that's also this you can get money from the government, but Venus also opposite the moon and Leo. So earlier, did you go to school and get student debt? Shit. Did you go to school and was able to finish that caused some type of debt with the government, or oh you paid it off? Okay, so it was some debt at first. Gotcha. Uh, but like you said, you paid it off. Now you can get um. Let me see. Yeah, loan from the government. Go on and get that grant. Grant. Apply for your grant alone. Make sure it be online because in Aquarius. Uh, moving on. 11 houses in Pisces. This is the online. Oh yeah, I forgot. You got Ninth House Aquarius. That's the online guru too. Uh, 11 house Pisces. It's the astrologer aspect. Well, you got plenty of astrologer aspect. Neptune in the eight. Uh, Gemini rising in the ninth. Taurus. But anyway, yeah, this is the astrologer aspect. Pisces, 11 house Pisces is the cult also spiritual. 11 house is the occult also, but more like dealing with groups of people. So you might have friends that are incarcerated. Pisces is jail, 11 house is friend. But then again, you got 11 house, some of that energy in Aries. Um, Social networking, yeah, that what 11 house is. Social networking. Pisces also lost, of course. You can have like some foreign friends. That's what that is. Foreign friends, like me. I'm your foreign friend. Uh, 12th house is Taurus, Aries, with the ruler in 10th and ninth. That's where I started at for real. Taurus in 10th. It's gonna be a loss of the father one more time. Um, Gemini with the ruler in the ninth. This you traveling, and this you being creative with your hand. This is you with them uh energy hands, because energy is what electromagnetism, and what Uranus represent electricity. So you got electrifying hands. It, so you got healer hands. You can heal people with your hand, because that's how energy healing is for real. Um, Working around the electromagnetic torus field, and when you got that Mercury there in your hands, you can release that energy. Um, I think that's all I see. I don't want to go too deep because it's here public.
And then she got that Mars conjunct Uranus too.
She had to leave school because of medical. I thought so. Gotcha. I'm gonna run that PP.
That's funny.
You paid all your student. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what type of business you want. I mean, you spiritual, but you still wanna um It's in Pisces, but also the 10th house also want a tangible career. You know, spiritualism ain't tangible. It's not mundane. So Saturn in 10th and it's in Pisces and Aquarius. Let me see. At the 7th degree. There's something dealing with the law going on right here. You want your own firm, don't it? Seem like it. She want her own firm. Look like it. She said she gonna run that PPE loan. PPP loan. Run it up, fam. You can get it as long as you do the right thing with it. I don't see why everybody's so damn scared. It's just people going to jail that doing the stupid shit. As long as you do what you're supposed to do. It's my money. I want it now. Visas and cap. I know, right?
All about money.
I said, y'all, my autocorrect is doing me dirty right now. I know damn well I type out the word now in this.
That's that Mercury and Capricorn right there for you.
She said, I used to shop people all the time when I was young. That what man, you talk. I was about to say that, but I ain't want to sound crazy. I was like, you probably shot people all the time when you touch the static electricity. Um, what type of business that you wanted to do other than spirituality?
Run a corporation. It's like,
Yeah, that's what it is. Cause Tent House Corporation, then you got Saturn in there, big boss energy. She want her own shit. Fat fam. Um,
you gotta be careful with that for real, because that's where, like I was talking to you earlier about how to utilize those protections, because right now at this particular time for you personally, it's like you gotta really get comfortable with not trying to help everybody, regardless if you know you can help everybody. You gotta kind of like back off, like truly back off, especially with us having this with your return coming in, and like pretty much you have that retrograde period. So I want to say Saturn might be in retrograde during your return as well. So I would be a little bit careful with that, honestly.
yeah, especially like people with 8 house energy. 8 house absorb energy, right? So that's why you gotta stay
Hmm.
protected. More likely she like black with all the 8 house energy. But the moon is in Leo and Cancer, so she like to switch it up from time to time with bright and dark color. But I always wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. I would say I was going to be one, and I was actually just telling someone, "Yes, go ahead. No,
Yeah, you still got
you
time.
gonna be you. You had. I think she had to go back to school, which is possible. Yeah, you can do that because you got the first time was fifth house, right? Let me break it down to it. Tropicana style. Third house is elementary. Fifth house can be high school and college. Ninth house is college and bachelor degrees and all that shit. But also fifth house is degree too. So I forgot what the hell I was about to say. But anyway.
Fifth house graduation. Go ahead.
Yeah, going back to school. Yeah, that's my point. See, when you went, you started out good. Then you got to high school and college. And when Chiron kicked in. But this is your destiny. It was meant for you to for that setback because you got Chiron conjunct Rahu in Libra in the fifth house of college and high school. But we go to the ninth house, right? Which is gonna be here now. If you go back to college, um, you got Mars and Mercury. So you got plenty. It give you the energy and the drive to do the online classes. Yup, online classes. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. Go ahead and do the online classes, fam. Go and get you firm. They gonna, they're gonna take time with Saturn now. We already know that, of course.
And that overthinking process that you be doing, you gotta kind of how they say, tone it down too, and then work on getting your rest as well.
She also wanna. Let me see. Let me see. You got that 12th house in Taurus, and the ruler in what 10th in Aquarius, 10th house Saturn. You also wanna do like a non-profit for well, that probably was the idea. Non-profit for what? It's still gonna be something legal though. I don't know what for, but before I had a huge issue with that. Like when I started reading, I learned a huge lesson with everything he said I faced when I first gifted, when I first, when my gift first started on my spiritual journey. See, I know how to read it because I write backwards the fuck too. On my spiritual journey, helping everyone and picking up on their energy, I was drained, and now I had to recalibrate my energy. Yeah, I know how to read fast as hell. I got that Mars in the third. Uh, yeah, yup, yup. Yup. Oh, that what I was saying. I forget a lot of shit too. Neptune in the third, but yeah, I remember now. By the end of it, yeah, we Scorpio people with a lot of Scorpio energy. We absorb energy. That's why when we walk in the room, we can feel how everybody feel about us because we can feel how they feel. I don't know that intentionally or unintentionally, but I know it regards and call for protection because you can draw dark entities and dark deities and all that shit. And another thing, I know you Vedic and all that. You gotta be careful with these deities because you got the eight house energy. Eight house is what? Deities. You got Neptune there. They can be deceptive. You can get deceived. You can take some type of loss fucking around with some type of ancient deity, and it's in Capricorn. I ain't trying to scare nobody. I'm just saying, telling you what I see. Neptune represent loss, right? Neptune represent confusion. Neptune represent um we got a double emphasis of loss dealing with the occult or ancient occult.
Mm.
So you gotta be very careful. And Neptune is like spirituality period. It's also show where you spiritual is here, where you channel your information through your dream. This could be nightmares also because it's in the eighth house. Neptune's dream. Eighth house is traumatic, so you can have traumatic dreams about the past. Capricorn. Well, I ain't trying to get too deep in your chart. Like I said. Um
Yeah, so like currently she got almost like a trine slash square, most likely square with her natal Neptune with the current Neptune in Pisces.
hmm She said, I'm running my Venus period, Mercury sub period right now. When I finish up my Saturn return, I'm going to be running my Sun, Madarasha. See, I know how to say that like that, bitch. I was looking into instructor's course. I have a bunch of ideas. Y'all can see my mind jumps into a lot of stuff, and it's the finished projects I had to work on. Yep, Gemini Rise. And you got that in Aquarius, your mind change like that. Start on one thing, go to another. Gemini is also multitask. He try to do like three things at one time. Drive on the phone, fucking with the kid, and doing something else. That's the Gemini rising in the night because it's doing stuff while you travel. And you got that conjunct Mars, so be careful. And the opposite that lit it in Cancer, which is you. All right, let me see what she said. I want to open up a situation where we can teach children how to garden, grow gardens, farm, mixed in with education, life skills, and spirituality, like an alternative. Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm talking about. I knew it was something like that, but I couldn't figure out what it was. It had to be mundane, something physical. And you said kids. Let me see what. Oh, Saturn in conjunct that Rahu and Chiron in the fifth, and the ruler of the fifth is your ascendant ruler. So you physically working with kids too, some type of way. Probably like that in the future. I get what you're saying. I love the way you broke that down. I want to talk to you about that via DM if you're okay with that because that's another thing occurring and studying by the A house. Yeah, for sure, fam. I'm on here anytime you want to talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Uh, yeah, I think that's about it without us telling all her business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like for her, like I said, that her Saturn return is about to be real interesting. She just got to be very mindful of her world. That's just like simple, plain and simple. Like you got to kind of be like the best thing I can really say for this coming up is that you really need to finish a lot of the projects that you're holding back. Like you have all these different projects, your mind is in all these different places. Like you want to do so much, but it makes me wonder. Like like it goes back to your sleeping patterns. It's like at certain times of the season, it's just like your comfort zone. If you keep allowing your mind to race, it's gonna keep you going into different projects. Like, and then with this new moon, my catchphrase for every new moon is closing endings and opening beginnings. Notice I didn't say new beginnings. So a lot of the things that you need to close, this is always a good time period to literally feel like, you know, is this worth my time? And is this still worth my time? If it's not worth your time anymore, you need to go ahead and finish that project, begin anew, but not necessarily new. You have all these alternated projects that you have on hand that needs your value attention on. So that's the best thing I can honestly say moving forward because you have, all these planets going in there into your, in your Taurus rising, and what I mean. And then with me looking at your like setup, like you're like myself, you were born with Aldebaran and Horizon. So what you have in that particular setup, you have Orion pretty much like right there in your first house, like pretty much like where Gemini is, that's where Orion is at. And one thing for sure is like um back when I was saying earlier into the broadcast is like you definitely want to start looking at your own blood pressure as well because in this zone as well, you have all these planets in your 12th houses dealing with your feet in a sense. So it's like be very mindful as well. Like get definitely a checkup when it comes to your vascular. The more that you like clear yourself up, go walk and things of that nature will definitely help you think clearer. Take time, 15 minutes out of your day. If you already do meditate, but if you don't meditate, take 15 minutes out of your day and literally zone yourself out as well as with these this conjunction of the sun, moon, and Venus. You know what I mean? It's basically new opportunities is knocking on the door. It's just that you need to truly clear out a lot of the space that you already got. And then it also asks me, it also makes you wonder, um, your your room, like if you have not allowed your room to be cluttered, it's that's pretty much letting you know the reflection of your mind. So if you have, a lot of things everywhere around in your space, it's definitely a good time for you to, like, clear your mind, clear your room, which is just your mental space.
Right. Let's see what the Mars aspect work. Do you have a scar on your hip, on your knee, or you got Mars at 0 degrees? So they're like,
What, C-section maybe?
um, could be. It's like 0 degree, like 1 degree and 29. So they're like Aries and Leo. So you might have a scar on your knee, your shins, calf, the head, or your back. That's just four possibilities. But then you got that conjunct Mercury, so you might have. But it's in the ninth house, so 9 times 10 she got a scar on her hip or her thigh. She said y'all two are great though, for real. Yeah, we appreciate you, fam. We appreciate you coming through,
Appreciate
fucking with the family.
For real.
We're gonna get that popping more often, you know what I'm saying? I had to get back on the scene, man. Show my
Yeah,
face again.
yeah,
Show
I've
my,
been really
my
rusty.
ugly mug one more time.
Right, I've been over here rusty in the mud. So I appreciate this.
She said knee from one instance and the other instance behind the knee with a thigh and calf.
What, you jumping fences?
The thigh and calf, yeah, that's exactly where the Mars at. Sagittarius, the thighs and hip. Uh,
You out there,
Aquarius,
what they call that? Parkour. You out there parkouring too?
Aquarius is the shins and the calf, and Capricorn is the knee. So you have a scar down there on everyone I said. Yes, sir. So that theory worked. Mars and whatever, how they liable to have like a scar right there, or a tattoo, or
This is
birthmark.
definitely how what they call accident prone for sure.
Hmm. Uranus in the ninth, Mars too, because it
They,
was an
uh,
aggressive attack. The dog bit me. The dog is Moon. Well, from what I know Rahu. I'm saying Nvidia. I think dogs is Rahu or K2. But um, right here gonna be the Moon. You got the Moon opposite what Venus in the ninth and the 10th house at the Capricorn degree. So they're around your private area and your thigh, like you said, your inner thigh around the private area. Bit from a dog, Moon and Leo.
yeah, you see
Or
it.
or we can go with the Rahu. Nah, I don't see nothing with the Rahu. But anyway, it multiple ways to it more than one way to skin a cat. Let me just tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I use all the ways and I incorporate all of them in one reading, just like you just saw me then. But I ain't give y'all all the sauce because I know a lot of haters be watching and copying. But
Mm,
if you're a good astrologer, you can figure it out what I've been doing.
yeah. No, I'm just showing what that Mars Uranus conjunct look like.
Oh, that Mars, yep. And night house is what large large animals though. It was a big dog. It probably was a big ass dog.
Big ass dog.
Yeah, 'cause six house is small animals. Night house is large animals. But then you still got you got Mercury in there, so it could be a small dog too.
No,
Mercury is small.
it was a big freaking dog. That's what that was.
That's from childbirth, the damaged nerve right on that spot between the pubic area and the connecting thigh. Okay, so it is. When I pushed it, damaged some nerves. That's Aquarius, and the whole left side went bad. Um, Mercury. For a while, I had to get physical therapy, 8 house,
Mm-hmm.
and still working on healing it.
Mm-hmm.
Neptune and Pluto. Pluto gonna be a healer, and Neptune gonna be the healer.
Yeah, Neptune is right there, like leaving Sag, pretty much close to that Uranus and Mars.
The nerve damage come from Mercury and Aquarius.
And she got that Fucus, got Pluto on Fucus.
Yup, that Pluto and the Fucus gonna be transformation, dealing with healing. What she just said, she's still healing. Um, Ophelia is the original wound healer, the healer,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Pluto there. So this would, if you didn't have that aspect, Pluto right here in Ophelia could make you like heal like fast as hell. Cause Pluto is regeneration, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you got the opposite, your ascendant. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna cause. I'm saying it take a little more effort. Just say that, a little more effort and time, but it can cause trauma to the body also. But I ain't gonna get deep. But it's just transformation dealing with your health. It's in the sixth house.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. She said it was an old pit bull. Her babies were fighting, and I tried to break them up, and the mom attacked and bit me. Oh,
Mm-hmm. With the ears off.
that Mercury, with that Mercury in the night, it made it small because Mercury represent micro things. Even though the ninth house is the house of large animals, it still got Mercury, the small animals in the house of large animals.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still got her moon up here.
yeah,
Yeah, I do.
I know she probably about ready to go. We've been reading for so long, but I think that'll conclude the reading, fam. Appreciate you coming. I don't think nobody else did.
Mm-mm.
If y'all want y'all chart read by the bros, pull up. It getting late. I had to
Yeah, she got a.
set it down by at the
Mm-hmm.
11, 12.
And she got the pretty much just in Leo. Like her moon's pretty much in Leo for sure.
Now y'all see how I read Vedic and tropical. Both of them relate. I just I don't know, but I like Vedic too. I can do the same thing with Vedic. It say the same thing. That both charts say the same thing. You just gotta learn how to read it. Once you know how to read a chart, it don't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all were awesome. Thanks and have a good night.
You as well.
Appreciate you, fam. You have a good night too. And pursue that career in law. Um, keep your protection game up. And hit me up in DM if you want to talk. Peace out. Yes, sir. We're gonna wait a couple minutes. For somebody else DM me. See if they want to read it from the greats, the great ones.
Mm-hmm.
I call my son a great one. Great one.
Yeah. Yeah, because we got whoever's want to get their chart right, just pop it in there. Like if you want to do the transit or just want to get a quick natal, if you need some advice, like we here for y'all.
Yeah, we're doing it freestyle, straight off the dome, baby. Like 16 bars in here. I ought to play one of my beats.
Hmm. But yeah, if you want, I could start playing. You want to play with the other chart?
Yeah, we can. To my transit,
Mm-hmm.
the one you had. Let me see.
Where my cards at? Because I'm gonna pull a card for people.
This
Okay.
19.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now, so like this is another way of looking at the new moon aspect that's what's going on today. This is like I abbreviated certain words for the planet, so it's like bear with us a little bit. So you notice I only put the sun and the moon like as the depiction. When it comes to Venus, that's VEN. Jupiter would be JUP. Mercury would be MER. Mars would be MAR. Saturn would be SAT, and Pluto would be PLU. And then Uranus is not in there, and Neptune's not in there because I don't want to say they're not valuable, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking about them when I was creating this. So another way of looking out this energy that we're dealing with, right? So I'm gonna give you like it's like a number code pattern. Anything that is white is 186. This is dealing with that whole numerology. Five will be that, the yellow, blue will be 3 and 2, green will be 4, nine will be red. All right. So now when you're thinking about it, when dealing with the red, we're talking about, your reputation, we're talking about self, we're talking about the most vital parts of you, the parts that, deal with your personality, your main personality, with it being in the snake and the constellation of the snake, we're talking about that particular energy. Notice that Venus is also there, which also represents, creativity and, children. You have Jupiter that represents uh, your nurturing aspects. Then you have Mercury, which represents your career aspects. You have Uranus, which represents your family aspects. And then we have Mars that deals with your uh, traveling and blessings. Then you have Saturn, which deals with your abundance and wealth.
You say
Pluto,
Uranus is family?
yeah, Uranus would be represented as family, past.
Okay.
So to like really like put it in perspective, you go to the green. So the green, you'll see Zen, Zen, which is four. So four deals with what? Family. And then you have the yellow, which deals with the
Yeah,
different
I got
aspects of abundance. You know what I mean? Five dealing with different parts of abundance, whether it be in your relationship zone, your career zone, not career zone, where you put your efforts into, the things that you travel into, and then and last but not least, where your thoughts and wisdoms are. That's what all the yellow represents, if that makes sense. Now, when you're dealing with the white, we're dealing with creativity. We're dealing with children. We're dealing with those particular aspects of semi parts of wealth. You know what I mean? So you have the numbers of eight, which is dealing with sharing, and one, which deals with like what I mean, self. Then you got six, which deals with routines. You see what I'm getting at? Then you have nine and seven, which deals with partnerships and basically completing certain tasks within yourself. Two, dealing with your values and things of that nature, which deals with, like I was breaking it down to you earlier, that deals with your career. Three also dealing with your communication and your career. So when we're talking about these other energies to apply to what we've been talking about when it comes to this particular transits, we're talking about certain true aspects of self. When it comes to transformation within your thoughts, when it comes to the structure of your family values, putting more energy into your particular family. We're talking about Jupiter, we're bringing abundance more into you. Basically, we're talking about not being too selfish, but being more on in alignment with what you have going for yourself. When it comes to Venus, obviously that's dealing with the values of yourself, changing certain parts, and then with Uranus being there, we're all basically being called to awaken those certain gifts that we already obtained. Pay attention to your dreams because that's where Mercury's pretty much applying to yourself. So we're
yeah.
going to deal with that number nine in a sense. So nine is dealing with completion. To most people, it's dealing with completion.
I'll be
Nine,
right back, fam.
oh no doubt, no doubt. You put the comments in just in case, or like on auto. maybe, but it's all good. So it's like you have all these different ways to like
You saying
find.
something, fam?
Yeah, I was saying if you put if people like comment, just see if you can keep it on auto.
Oh yeah, yeah, I put it up. Ain't nobody commented yet.
I bet.
All right.
So like if people got questions about this particular aspects, like if you know your basic information when it comes to like your natal, like again, DML Moore for your natal chart, so we can do like a free reading for everybody who wants to be read or wants to seek advice towards the different styles. 36 chambers. That's pretty much how me and Moore roll. We understand like all different aspects of this realm called astrology, but we kind of deal with the level of where people are comfortable with. That's something that I'm starting to learn more, honestly. But yeah, in this round we're just talking about dealing with the particular energy. So again, let's look at the sun. The sun is basically right there in the red, and we're dealing with 7 and 9. And then with that moon being there as well and Venus being there as well, it's a huge thing to like really capitalize on. So like we're dealing with the energy called I think it's called 30 30 30 30 30. Let's look at 30 real quick. Let me see if I can find 30 for y'all real quick. 30 30. No, that's 50. I'm looking. I got everything everywhere. People work with me real quick. That's 40, 50, 30, 16. I got everything everywhere. Because I've been having fun with this, like just playing with a lot of energy. But yeah, just give me 1 second, y'all. So I give you like, just some keywords just dealing with the sun in a sense and dealing with that particular energy of 30. Because I got these things everywhere. Because I was having a field day with this earlier. Especially if you go on my page, you definitely see that I'm play with this a lot when it comes to dealing with these energies. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, we're dealing with that 30 energy. Like so, if you want to take the time and look online, look up hexagram 30 online, and I'll give you like the keynotes or keywords that deals with this sun energy of 9 and 7, or how you say just dealing with the sun over sun type of energy. Because it's like it's all about the what. What would be the what in this particular area of life? What is it about you that you feel like you need to change? Do you feel like you need to change? Is it possible for you to change? Are you looking forward to changing? But when it comes to the word change, is it like change your dynamics, change your realm, you know, or are you holding on to too many things? So I don't know if you're able to see it, but when you're dealing with fire and fire, right? So we're talking about that pretty much sun and moon. The sun and moon is in that fire zone. So we're talking about this energy called 30. In this energy of 30, we're talking about how you say clinging. And then if you notice the certain keywords, I don't know if I can do it or whatnot, or I might have to flip my camera in a sense, but we're talking about clinging. So it's like the things that we're holding on to, hence where we're talking about, what's the right word?
Hey, show that one more time, fam. The picture was in the way.
My bad. So we're talking about that fire and fire, right? So would it be registered under here? It'd be 30, and 30 is talking about clinging. You have a couple of keywords that can help you understand it more when it comes to this new moon energy. You know, the keywords is what I've been saying is closing endings and opening beginnings. With these particular type of words from this particular aspect of looking at it, they're very helpful when it comes to um, really deep diving into what it is that you might want to change, because it's like in a sense of what, where, and how. The what will be registered as five, five, 10, and 9. So this is a 9 energy type of ordeal. So we're talking about 9. So we're talking about in the sense of holistic. So it's like, what is holistic, and the where is dealing with you, and the how is how you can apply it. But the things about those realms that you can apply is kind of hard to really look at it, because it's like you have an understanding of what it is, but are you truly looking into what your health is? So we go like using a keyword. So it's like, what is the illumination? Where's the inspiration? And how are you being devoted? You see what I'm getting at? So it's like in that realm with using that new moon energy. Devotion is the key word, to be honest. But it's more so like transparent devotion versus anything else. Um, then you got, Jupiter in there. So we got Jupiter, and Jupiter is like the abundance part of it all. So when you're dealing with the abundance of self, like what is it that is your best quality, or more so, what are you holding on to too much? You know what I mean? It's all about letting go completely, or more so, not necessarily letting go, but letting go of the holes or the reins that's holding you back from awakening, if that makes sense. So it's like a lot of fire energy, and it's just like, when you're dealing with fire, fire is expanding energy. So it's all about expanding where your reach is at, how far, what is the limits, how far will you take yourself to these next steps, especially going into the summer. And then when it comes to the body itself, we're talking about from the head to the toe, and from those levels of your chakras, you understand that the crown is the only thing that's missing in a sense. So you have your third eye that's activated, but excuse me, but your throat is being blocked. Your heart is being open. Your sacral, not sacral, your solar plexus is open, but your what you call that, your sacral is the one that's being blocked, and then your root is open. So the only energy that we're pretty much vibing off of is your root, your solar plex, your heart, and your third eye. So the parts that you're not allowing to be used or utilized is your throat and your sacral. But the thing about your sacral is that it's not, in the realm of like denoting yourself, because you're pretty much everybody in this particular zone, or the energy that's being given is like a 4D, like how people been talking about 3D, 4D, 5D, and things of that nature. So this energy is like a 4D type of energy. With that being said, yeah, it's about true change coming up in these next season, and what is coming into this Pet on July 25th. That's going to be like the real cream of the crop leading into this new year, and then that first new moon of the new year is definitely going to be very significant as well. But yeah, you take me down. Let's just
Huh?
get an inkling, just a little inkling of like what people can use this particular chart for. Like it's
Mhm.
definitely like you add the astrology value to it. You add the books of changes, the book of fate, you know, and the different aspects of time dealing with the different types of astrology, from Western to Vedic to what people call sidereal, which is like Vedic, and then you got true sidereal, which is dealing with in the realm of the Cometians and things of that nature. I mean, you're dealing with certain signs, but in this particular case, it's like you see all the combination. You got 2 4, so you got the thunder and thunder energy, which is basically Mars and Saturn. But if you really want to go deep in it, you got Mars, which is dealing with um, the dog, that represents the dog to the far right, and then you have you know what the sign is it's in, which is Pisces, which is basically thunder. So when you look at it, it's like, are you looking at it from the view of of heaven, no, thunder over heaven, but since we're dealing with the planets, it would be heaven over thunder. And when you was talking about earlier with the young lady's chart, it's just like she got a lot of that energy. You know what I mean? And with her having that Mars in that particular zone, it's just like telling. It's really telling. And then as you go into Saturn, Saturn is dealing with that wind energy, which is the dragon. So you got dragon over thunder as well, if you want to look that up. And it's just like when you start looking in the keys, so it's like 4/5, and then it's basically like a what they call it, five. No, it's 5/4, 5/4, which is nine. So it's like all about the number nine, if that makes sense. And then like dealing with Pluto, you got Pluto dealing with the mountains. So it's like, and Pluto deals with how you say core energy. So you got that core energy, that balance of yin and yang that can always be transformed in a zone of thoughts and spirituality. So it's like basically being open to different possibilities. So with that particular one with Pluto, you would literally just pretty much whatever number is five, anything that deals with five. So you got um, Jin and Kinyin or Earth. It's all Earth energy, so it's all vortex type of energy in a sense, but more
Right.
so inward energy than it's like inward energy that's a vortex. So there's a lot of that absorption that you were talking about earlier. That's what this whole Pluto and Capricorn it is energy that's basically being absorbed in a vortex, but it can also be a repelling type of energy as well. So it's more so, are you receiving what is needed, or are you basically pushing it all out to cause destruction? You know what I mean? And then you just keep going and going and going and going, and it just goes all over the place. But it's just more different areas or different avenues of, adding to what is it that the people or the person needs, depending on what it is. You know what I mean? Because it's like we're looking at old girl's chart. So in her chart, we were talking about. I said her Sagittarius, right? So her Sagittarius would be right there in the blue.
The blue
Yeah, that's where her sun sign would be in the blue. So
water, right? Yeah.
yeah, that water energy, and then also, we're talking about purpose and career. So it's like you just hit it on the nose all the time.
Hey.
Like it's all about her career, literally. She got
Mm.
other aspects that she deals with, but it's like that's dealing with her children. But her children is dealing with that fifth house, and that fifth house is Leo, which is the monkey. You know what I mean? And then where
Oh,
her north node would be where the bird, which is the rooster. You know what I mean? And then her Jupiter is in the water, which is the mouse. You know what I mean? So it's just like you start seeing everything being played out. Everything that you said is basically like just bing, 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 bing. It's all there, literally all there. You put her whole chart in that, and you basically everything that you said was right there, literally.
right.
And then
what year we in now? The year of the rat.
no, we're in the we just left it. Well, technically, how they would do it, we're in the year of the dragon still, but
Oh,
with Jupiter being in Taurus now, we're literally in the sign of the snake, if that makes sense.
okay.
So it's like we had the Jupiter in Aries, which was not too long ago, but that's like the year marker. But transitional wise of Jupiter going into Taurus, in a sense, that energy of the snake has already started, because the dragon and the snake is pretty much the same thing. It's just one's more divine than the other, but depending on the culture, the snake is pretty much more divine than the dragon. You feel me? But yeah, it's just like all kind of things. Peace, peace, peace. Haru, I like that. Haru, that's what's up. I like that. That's a good name. That's a good name. That's a good name right there. But yeah, I gotta put my thing on the charger because I ran that thing all the way to bone dry. Ooh, I just made it 13. But yeah, if anybody got want to get their chart read, send your natal information to Elmore so we can do your chart if you would like us to do your chart. If you're looking for advice, or just you just want to know a little bit about yourself from two of the greats.
You can DM me your information, but
I mean, so if you're comfortable putting your stuff on there, you're good to go. But we recommend that you put, DM him.
yeah, you can post it here. The energy don't feel right with this person right here.
Mm, who are they got like 10 minutes. They got 10 minutes.
Yeah. Um,
Let me see if I can guess what type of person this is. So, man, it's okay not to, for the meaning of life. One day at a time.
they say me.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
out, they out there playing. Because my thing is, if you was about it, you would have been, do what you say. You ain't doing what you said.
But we'll try you out. Yeah, I got your info. I'm finna lock you in real quick.
Yeah, month wise, what's the number?
You gotta have time of birth and place of birth. We need your time of birth and place of birth. Oh, this song went off of YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's why they was asking to write it down, but they still didn't write it down.
Oh, I got you. No, I thought it was Facebook. Facebook. Let me see. Yeah, man. I think they're gonna conclude the reason for the night. Who are you? I don't know. Catch me on the next reading though. Catch me on the next one, fam. You came at a bad time with bad energy.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna holler at you another time.
You got any more takers?
Nah, that was the only one.
All
And I
right,
got a feeling already who it is already.
all right. Well, how they say that is all, folks.
I think that's it. Let me check. So what about me? I say catch me on the next one. We're gonna go on live tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Catch
Mm-hmm.
us catch us then we can break it down like a pound. We can read your chart, you feel me?
All right.
And Yeah. Yes, sir. We appreciate old girl coming through for real, for real.
Mhm.
And then a live reading in a minute. We gotta get back on it.
That part. Same
Uh,
here.
oh yeah, we're gonna do house rulership next. Ain't it?
Yeah. We're gonna start it, starting that series, yeah.
Yeah, planners and housing and house rulership, like you never heard it before. You heard me? And if you want to read and DM me right quick, if you're on Facebook.
All right, well, I appreciate you, brother. I'm definitely out.
All right, bet. Peace. We gone. Universal Humanitarian. Peace.